and to give people a taste of what we see as the state of the art in each of our countries. I'm American, but I currently live in England, so I'll be addressing both the American context and the United Kingdom. And then Michelle will talk about the Australian context, and then we'll be open for questions. If you have questions during our presentation, it's probably easier to wait, so if you could write them down, and then we can address them later. I think that would be the easiest thing. It's kind of different for me, because I'm usually down there interpreting, or up here interpreting. And I don't know if Michelle will agree, but oftentimes interpreters don't get a chance to be ourselves enough. So it's kind of a unique moment for us. I'll give you some of my background and to help give you a context of where I came from. I never wanted to be an interpreter, and I never wanted to be a teacher. I currently teach interpreting. So I don't know what that says about my planning for my life, but apparently I'm not very good at it. I got interested in sign language about 25 or more years ago from the linguistic side. I was interested in American Sign Language as a human language. I wasn't interested in doing interpreting. I was more interested in how the language functioned. And this was back in the 1980s. Seems a long time ago now. And at that time, there were no deaf studies programs in America. The only place you could go to kind of formally learn about deaf people at any level in higher education was either deaf education or interpreter training. And most deaf education programs didn't provide sign language, which didn't make sense to me because deaf people sign, but I didn't know anything about it. So I entered an interpreter training program solely to learn American Sign Language. And I was fortunate I was in New Jersey, which is, for those of you who don't know the States, we'll have a map in a bit, just south of New York City. And the program was actually run by a deaf person, which was very unique, even at the time. So I learned the language from deaf people. I went to classes, but I spent a lot of time in the community, and just because I was really interested in the language. After I graduated, I moved north to Boston, which is in New England, which is in the northeast part of the United States. And when I moved there, because I had a degree in interpreting, I was qualified, apparently at the time, I was the 8th male interpreter in the city of Boston.